When they introduced the Bad Batch in Clone Wars Season 7, I don't think there was anyone disappointed with this exciting new addition to the Star Wars universe. It was so cool to see this new secret squad of rejected clones all kicking ass in their own unique ways. Every character brought their specific skills to the table and were appreciated equally in the show. Fast forward to today. Can you still say the same thing? Don't get me wrong, I love the Bad Batch, and I'm glad they have their own show. In fact, I hope we get much more of them in the future. But I think the show has a real problem right now that's sapping the life from it. There are 3 issues that I have with the Bad Batch. I believe that if they were resolved, this could truly be an amazing show, instead of the meh state that it's in. I cannot believe that we are almost through Season 2, and they are still in a situation where they are completely dependent on this dirty, untrustworthy smuggler to keep them alive. I'm not talking alive like in their battles or something, I mean by putting food on the table. I came to see the Bad Batch kick ass, not watch them try to hold a job episode after episode. Every episode they get sent on some dumbass and likely highly illegal mission for this bitchy ass lizard that the viewers, or at least I, don't care about in the slightest. Oh, you pathetic losers need more credits? Go get object from criminal and bring it back to me, and I swear I'll pay you. Half the fucking time they don't even get the object or whatever it is they're supposed to get because the conflict of the episode forces them to leave it behind. It always becomes a survival overpayment situation. Do you know how unsatisfying that is to watch? And back to my illegal mission comment that I just made. I'm always surprised that they let her get away with the shit that she does. I could see them like conforming to a mission or two at the beginning in like Season 1 when they were in a place of desperation, but they are still taking missions from her now? Cid regularly removes their dignity from them, and I'm beyond sick of watching it. She pushes them around and bends them over every single time that she talks to them. Yeah, the Bad Batch are a bunch of badass killers when there are people to kill. Otherwise, they will just let Grandma Gizzard over here rip them a new one every time they so much as ask her a question. Also, what do they need all this money for? Why are they so dependent on her? What are they saving up for? Do they have enough yet? Are they even close? It would be nice as a viewer to have some fucking idea what's going on if they aren't going to follow any kind of storyline here. I know this complaint might age horribly after she inevitably betrays them in a shocking twist, and everyone's going to be like, see, that's why she was so mean to them. She was only using them. If Cid's betrayal shocks anyone at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Hell, I'd betray them too. They literally do everything she tells them to regardless of the task. Again, a couple episodes while they get on their feet would have been just fine, but I can't believe she's still a big player in this show. If she was going to betray them, I think that she should have been set up as a villain or like some suspicion by the end of Season 1 if she was going to hold any relevant interest in the show by now. I feel like I'm stuck in purgatory every time she waddles onto the screen.
It has since become an Imperial outpost.
I'm not interested in a history lesson, Goggles.
If anything happens to her...
Yeah, Bandana, just get out of here, will you?
Shut the fuck up!
Another issue I hear a lot of people talking about in the show is the amount of screen time that Omega gets. She was very exciting in Season 1, and everyone had all these theories about who she was and what would happen with her. Since then, she's had, like, 0 character development other than now she's a soldier and before she wasn't. She has had no kind of story or doesn't show any kind of motivation for anything. Like in Season 1, she was disappointed for the Bad Batch treating her like a child because she was one. Now they like take her on missions more often, so I guess that's kind of a development. There's not really that much to her, only that she's a selfless hero in literally every single possible situation, regardless of the consequences it puts the squad in. I get that she adds this element of family and emotion to the squad, and I do love that. I actually do really like her character. I just don't understand why she gets so much screen time in this show. It just kind of feels like she's the main character, honestly. But if her screen time could be justified in some way, I'd be fine with that. It's just getting a little old watching her be the same person for 2 seasons in a row with no change in sight. I mean, we're all waiting for her unique trait to kick in, right? Is that still happening? Or is the trait just that she's a girl? Is it her unwavering moral compass? Did the writers forget that we were all kind of waiting for that? I don't know, maybe I'm just being impatient, but as of writing this now, we are over halfway through Season 2, and I feel at this point it might be worth addressing. I've kind of half-baked this idea already with the first 2 problems the show has. I don't know about you, but I find it absolutely maddening when I invest 30 minutes of my life into an episode and nothing happens. Nothing moves the story forward in any way. Don't get me wrong, the episodes are still entertaining, but I'm invested in a story here. I don't want to simply be entertained for 20 or 30 minutes of my life, or, I could turn to thousands of other mindless shows that I can go to for simple entertainment. I guess I just expect more out of Star Wars. Star Wars has always, or at least used to, set the bar higher. In this show's defense, though, this is how all old TV used to be. Producers were trying to appeal to new or casual watchers that maybe couldn't catch the show live when it aired. It was smarter to have one-off episodes that didn't have an overall impact on the story. But we aren't living in that time anymore. All the episodes are accessible at any time. No one is missing an episode and then waiting a week for the next one thinking, darn, now I won't know what happened. There's just no justifying waiting weekly for a new episode and then getting filler. Maybe it's not fair to just call it filler. I don't know. That's just what it feels like. I mean, by the very definition of it, filler is there to give the writers, the editors, the producers, whatever, more time to focus on the main story. But that's not what we're getting here. This is the main story. This is it. It just kind of boggles my mind. The heartbreaking thing about it is that when this show follows anything resembling a story, it's amazing. And you know what I'm talking about. When the show bangs, it bangs. Unfortunately, those episodes are few and far between. I don't understand why you can't just have a through-running story to follow week after week. The thing with filler is that it doesn't really leave you excited for the next one. You just turn off Disney Plus and go, huh, okay then. I didn't even realize that I was 3 episodes behind until I decided to tune in again last Wednesday. This show has so many strong plot points it could hit on more than it does. Anything related to Order 66, how the galaxy is dealing with this new empire, the transition of clones to stormtroopers. What's the Bad Batch going to do about all of this? Are they just going to be mercenaries for Cid forever? What's their plan? When Echo left to go be with Rex, I was like, damn, can we just follow that? That kind of sounds like a relevant story over there. Also, how is Crosshair's story only being addressed once this season? Are they really going to wait into the finale to do something with him? Also, have the writers just kind of given up on utilizing everyone's special abilities like they used to? Like, if we're lucky, Hunter scoops up some dirt and uses that information to come up with some absolutely ridiculous conclusion that, like, kind of helps them with what they're doing. I'm not going to spend too much time here going over this point because, I mean, we all know this at this point. The show used to really capitalize on it, and now it seems like they just kind of forgot about it. It's too bad because it was really cool when the writers actually decided to utilize it. I just feel like the show has so much potential, and I am really invested in seeing how this all plays out. But it's like the show is working against itself week after week. I just know that it can be so much more, and that's what frustrates me. You can defend or justify the episodes for what they are, sure, but that doesn't change what they are. Every second of screen time that we watch has been decided by the creatives at Disney. They are choosing the story that we receive. I just think that it can be so much more than it is. Anyway, that's the problem that I think the show's facing. Hopefully this season resolves some of the issues. I hate that this show has just kind of become the intro slaps, the outro slaps, and the in-betweens just kind of meh. I just think that it can be more than that. I love the Bad Batch, and I hope they receive a storyline that will do them some justice. But let me know what you guys think about the show in the comments or in the Discord. The link will be in the description. We'd love to have you there in our community, and we'd love to hear your full thoughts on the Bad Batch. Subscribe if you haven't, and consider becoming a member in the Discord. May the Force be with you.